Hi, my name is Alex Ramirez, and I'm here today to show you a science experiment for Chemistry 100. So, with my materials today, I'm going to be having a mason jar, a lid with the hole punched out. I'm going to need a lighter, a noodle. In this case, I'm using a rigatoni noodle, some yeast, and also some hydrogen peroxide. Okay, so first to start off this experiment, I'm going to be filling up the mason jar with some hydrogen peroxide, just enough to where it fills out the bottom and then some. Now, what I'm going to do, and I have to be quick about this, is I'm going to pour some yeast into the mason jar, and I'm going to put the lid over it quickly so that there's a nice strong seal between this and the outside air. So, okay, and I'm going to put the seal on. Got some everywhere. All right, now what I'm going to do to activate the yeast is give it a little shake. And the yeast should activate, start to rise. I'm going to put the noodle right here. And then I'm going to light the top of the noodle. And as you can see, there's a little tiny flame going up. Wish this was a little bit bigger so it'd be cooler. Yeah, if you look really closely, I could get my phone. Get really closely, the noodle is lit and it's a little bit hot, but it's not the big violent eruption that I wanted, but it's gonna be good enough. So basically, a reason why I predict why it didn't do what I thought it did, the big explosion, is maybe the yeast is old, maybe I'm using 3% hydrogen peroxide, so maybe if the hydrogen peroxide was more pure, it'd be better. The mason jar itself, could it be too big, as well as the rigatoni being a poor conductor because it's more wider than other noodles, so the fire could have a hard time going up the wider shaft. But the reason why this reaction occurs is a similar process to that of rocket ships blasting off into space. This uses the principle of a hybrid engine, and this this hybrid engine burns both a solid fuel source, which is the noodle, as well as a liquid oxidizer, which is the hydrogen peroxide and the yeast reaction. This makes the oxygen gas is fed up through the combustion chamber. In this case, it was the middle part of the rigatoni noodle. And where it is ignited, the flame lit, it burns steadily along the grains of the solid fuel source, which is the noodle. And if it burns steadily, it produces a combustion reaction that's self-sustaining, I guess. You don't have to keep lighting it with another fuel source. This, what you just saw, like I said before, is a very simple version of a hybrid engine. And real rockets, of course, are not powered by pasta, but it uses the same principles, where it's that the right fuel source and some valves and nozzles, they direct energy in a certain way, and the energy created by the combustion of the fuel, the pasta and the hydrogen peroxide and the yeast, creates that fuel source, and then the shaft just directs it upward. On rockets, of course, this is on a much larger scale, but it's a similar process to what you just saw. So yeah, that's my experiment.